Happy weekend to the NIO Global community. It is Saturday, March 22nd, early afternoon as I record this. And there are two things that I would like your input on. I want to hear back from people. I want to gauge sentiment. So help me with this, please and thank you. This is the poll and I retweeted it. I'll also link it so you can hopefully vote on it. Are you worried about NIO? I thought this was a great time to do this poll. So I hope a lot of people will offer their opinion or just drop it in the comments. I think I'm already seeing a wide range, some more bullish, some more negative or bearish. But here's the other thing I'd like your take on. I tried to get the attention of William Lee and NIO heading into the earnings because, as I put it here, NIO Global community, kind of within the community, there's a lot of confusion surrounding Onvo deliveries and those expectations, also Firefly and battery swapping. And so I said, thank you in advance for clarity offered in the upcoming earnings call. You know, I do a lot of research. And so for me to see and hear so many different things from so many different sources, including what seems like even maybe some inconsistency or at least a lack of clarity within the brands or from NIO, I was hoping this would be addressed. So my second question is, do you think that things were more clearly conveyed or explained in the earnings? That's what I want to know from you all. And then I'm going to come back with more content. But I am at this point, and it's been such an interesting, fascinating week. In fact, I didn't do a weekly insurance registration data video this last week, partly because I was sort of sitting back watching and just monitoring. But it really feels like this is kind of a pivotal point and a time, even within the NIO Global community, where some are going to become more bearish or bullish. And I'll offer my opinion if people want me to, but on sort of my take. But I'm really just curious about gauging sentiment of others. Also, I do have it on screen. The updated, yes, the spiking elevated FTDs continue to come in. They are still lagged, delayed data. The most recent data is most of the way through February. But for example, on one of the days where not even 40 million shares were traded, there were over 2 million that failed to deliver. So perhaps there aren't any available shares and there is just suppression and fake shares that are being created in part to control stock price action or to keep it pinned within a certain range. Interestingly enough, we had Max Payne come in on this Friday where earnings was being reported. That's the only reason I even checked it, was I was just curious. And it came right in, $4.50 right in at Max Payne levels. But you know, I think the 100 million share trade volume on a single day matters. When we've seen that in the recent months, niostock moves up, and it moves up sometimes very aggressively. And so that also might be a nod or an indicator to shorts being heavily leveraged on this thing. And maybe, yes, creating using fake shares that could be represented by the white lines here to suppress or keep stock price pinned. Now, if we go back a little bit further into this time frame where the stock price was, let's say, over $30, a lot of those days we saw hundreds of millions of shares being traded, not every day, but it was not infrequent for us to see that. I also think that ties in with sentiment and momentum. And as things continue to be negative, and let's face it, if sentiment even within the NIO Global community is split or at least to some degree negative, then I think that's an indicator of sentiment, right? So anyway, that's what I wanted to do and kind of offer my thoughts with respect to that in this video. This is a really, really interesting time. And there is more that I can share, but I want to come back and do that in another video. First, I just want to gauge sentiment of the NIO Global community. And I'm sure there are some other folks who don't like NIO or who are shorts who will also come through and offer their thoughts or negative or hate or dislike the video, whatever. It's all good. No worries. Bring it. Let's go. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this super long video that is, what, a little over 4 minutes. So congrats if you made it to the end. I'll see y'all again very soon.